pretty.
Oh, I wish I had no makeup. It would look much better. So we're recording. Amazing. Good evening, everybody. Happy Sunday or Monday if you're joining from Australia, because we are very blessed to have such a large international team with this incredible business that we are building. And the speaker we have tonight, so this is our Healthy and Empowered Team Training call. Obviously, we recently just changed brand names from Model Me. So if you're still brand new to that whole movement, then don't worry, we're the same thing. We just have a new name and it's now got way more clarity. So hello and welcome to one of our first ever Healthy and Empowered Team calls. We do these calls every Sunday night at 9 p.m. and we have different guest speakers on from all over the world. And normally there's someone that's inspired me in some way, shape or form, that's really helped me become the person that I am as a mentor for our team. And this person tonight, oh my God. So first of all, I should probably say, hi, I'm Natasha Minter, if you've never met me. And this person tonight that I'm going to introduce to you all, Eliana, from actually Italy, but she has lived in London for a long time. She's traveled the world and she now lives in Tenerife, which is an island of Spain. She is someone that is the reason my business is what it is today. She has been more of a mentor to me than I ever imagined any sideline buddy would be. And really the system now, the really strong system that, you know, me and my whole team implement and do is really down to this woman. So I just want to say directly to all, my whole team watching this, like, this is the reason that we have such a successful growing structure right now, because of this woman. So this woman, another woman, Francesca, and Eliana's boyfriend, Martin, who I was calling Martin for weeks. That poor guy didn't want to tell me. I'll never forget the day I left Tenerife. So I spent 2 weeks with Eliana in Tenerife in summer at the end of a 9-week trip that I'd been traveling. And we had so many heartfelt conversations. We had so many amazing work days together. I dropped my phone in water twice. So she was, remember that? She was with me through the whole situation. And I'll never forget, I want to start with this conversation. I'll never forget this one thing she said to me when I was leaving. I said to her, and I really told her a lot about my life and stuff. And we really connected. And it's funny, we're quite similar in different ways that we didn't know before that trip. And you know, she said to me, one of the last things she said to me, she was like, I was like, Eliana, I just feel really different this time. And she was like, why do you feel different? I said, I don't know, I just really feel like I've got things clearer in my head. And she said, but you know, Tasha, what is it? Like, because you know, you're great. Like, what is it? What's stopping you? Like, I don't understand. Like, what is it that's holding you back? And I just was like, I don't know. And I don't know. And I was like, but I'm scared that like, I've got this momentum right now in me and I'm so excited. And like, what if I don't do it? And she was like, but what's stopping you? She was like, the only thing that's stopping you is fear and the idea that you maybe you'll be so successful that you don't know what to do with it. She said, that's an amazing fear to have, but you have to just not let that override you, because I can see that you have in the past. So it was really amazing. She kind of read me better than I read myself. And I have loved watching her journey grow. She's now a QNMD in our amazing Juice Plus business. And I can't wait for the day that she's announced as NMD. She has a team all over the world, mainly Italy, Spain, and England. She's just said now, before we start recording, she's kicking off Spain. So I'm just going to like zip it up. I'm going to hand it over to Eliana. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to answer in the chat box, and we'll do, voicing questions at the end of the call. But yeah, please take it away, Eliana. Share your story, your top tips, and, you know, just oh my gosh, if there's one thing, guys, you're like, get a pen and paper ready, because she talks fast. She'll give you a load of information and you're going to come away very driven. So over to you.
So I will be very quick with my story because you said a lot. So I'm 29 and I'm living in Tenerife at the moment. So before Juice Plus, I was shooting shoes underground in a basement, okay? I'm a photographer, but I was shooting e-commerce, such as something that I never liked too much, but it was paying the bills. And at some point, because I was really tired of like working extra hours unpaid, working for bosses that were really mean to me, at some point, I told them to fuck off, pretty much. I went away to Asia. I traveled for 6 months. And that was the trip. That was the trip where I really, really found out what was life about. I really enjoyed my life so much. I could do the pictures I wanted. I could wake up whenever I wanted. I could go wherever I wanted. I was like, wait. Like, that's life. I really enjoyed my life so much that I said, must be a way to do this life again. And I said that loud, okay? And something very funny happened, because my good friend Francesca wrote to me in that period of time and offered me this business, okay? I was very skeptical because I had what Lawrence calls like ITC syndrome. I actually thought it would be too cool to do this business. So I said, oh, my mom can do it. So I quickly paid the fee and I signed up. And eventually I go back to London and I realized that there was actually products and business. I realized what it was about. With with a lot of fear of being judged by other photographers, by other people, I start working a little bit, like an hour a day. And eventually at some point I like let myself go. And when I've done that, I've actually started doing my promotions. I arrived to SC, and then we moved here to Tenerife with the idea of staying 3 months, and I'm still here. So what is funny is that I actually do now the same life I really wanted to have years ago. I wake up whenever I want, I go wherever I want. I went traveling to America with Francesca. I go to see my family all the time. Before I was allowed to see my family like once a year. Now I travel like whenever I want. So this is surreal, because those in 2015 when I was in Thailand, it seemed to be a dream. Okay, and this is real now thanks to this business. So this is pretty much like very briefly about the story, because I want to answer to your questions. I know how much is important. Like, so Tasha told me that you wanted to speak about time management, and I made some points here because time management was one of my difficulties when I started. I was shooting as a photographer. So of course, like I was working, okay? I was freelancer because I promised myself I would never be hired anymore in my life after the trip. So I was working as a freelancer, and I still needed to work most of the days of the week. So how did I do? I found some spots, and I make, of course, some efforts. Like many dinners, I was like chatting and eating when I had some important people to talk to. But what it really helped me, it was writing down my day, okay, spreading in the whole hours, and finding some times where I could do the business. At the beginning, I was spending like what I just started, like just an hour a day when I was coming back from work. But then when I said, oh, I really want to make this business going, I found myself like, oh my God, how am I going to do that? How can I put the extra amount of time is required to launch this business, to kick it off? And discipline is something that you can train. You can train to be disciplined. So I looked at my time from 00 to 24 pretty much. And I start dividing, and I was like, okay, I wake up at this time, I do breakfast at this time. So here maybe I can do my self-development. I love to wake up with self-development. This is like lots of coaches and mentors advise you to start your day with something for you, because that's when your brain is more sensitive. That's why when you just wake up, you're awake in life again. So why do you need to go and take the laundry off? Maybe, why do you do that to yourself? You want to see something positive. So that really helps you to be more focused. Okay. So just in brackets, this is like giving for granted that you know very well your famous why you're doing this. Okay, I give this for granted because this is like the core of your business. You will never find motivation if you don't know exactly why you're doing this for. Okay, this has to be like crystal. So once you know exactly why you're doing it, and you have just plus in a priority of 3, like for example, your priority for sure is your family. Then if you have a job is your job, then the 3rd one has to be just plus. Otherwise, there's no way you're going to find time for it, okay? So once you have all of this defined, like you just need to find, okay, when do I have 15 minutes to do that? When do I have 10 minutes maybe to check emails? When I have 15 minutes to do that? Just writing it down, you will find out that you actually have loads of time. But at the beginning, you just like, oh my God, I'm doing so many things and so much stuff to do, and you don't know, like, and then you spend 3 hours at the laptop and you don't know what happened, okay? So what it really helps you is to also do one thing at a time. One, you know, I always been in the past a distracted person. I'm improving now. So I would start to do one thing, 3 seconds after I was doing another thing, 4 seconds after another thing, and then I had 12 tabs open on my laptop, and and I haven't finished a single one. That doesn't help if you don't have enough time, if you have a job. So find one thing to do, such it could be speaking to your clients, and you do that. Hi, Andreas. And you do that for like 30 minutes of your time. I even put alarms to help me. Today, I said, I want to talk to my clients for 30 minutes. It's like checking the time for boiling eggs, isn't it? Like, okay, 6 minutes for the eggs, 30 minutes for your clients. So just put an alarm so you are focused and you like, for 30 minutes, I will only do that. And trust me, if you know that an alarm is going to start very soon, you're just going to do that. Okay? That really helps me. So that's about like writing down your day. There was an amazing video I watched of Emma Snedden. I need to look for, yeah, Tasha, that's excellent.
Yeah, I got it. I'll link it.
Yeah, like you can really see your day, and you find out the time, you know, even 10 minutes. 10 minutes are crucial. Are crucial when you have a job. Like, you can really send a message to that person that you might sign up at some point. But one thing I wanted to say about what we do in this time, because one thing that nobody ever told me before when I started the business, it was like, what actually it is paying us. I used to spend my day off on the laptop doing some very nice frames for my quotes, with my pictures, because I'm a photographer. I used to do, oh, maybe I can create this very interesting document to support my post. That's a little bit of bullshit, guys, because in reality, in this business, we get paid to do two things, okay? One is finding clients, and one is finding distributors. So if in your time, you're not talking to people about the business opportunity or the products, your business is not growing, okay? So if you're not showing them a tool, if you're not talking to them to actually prospect them at some point, you're not doing the job that is paying you. That is like a big truth that at the beginning nobody told me. And I used to spend hours on the laptop and I didn't know what I was doing, you know? And I'm like, fuck, I spent 8 hours on the laptop and I got 20 pounds this month. Like, why? Because I was not talking to people. That's crucial, guys. That's crucial. So if you're going in Facebook groups just to make new friends, make sure that you interact with these people and you talk to them. Go, write comments, okay? A few seconds after, send a friend's request and talk to that person. If you don't talk to that person, how can she ever join your team or becoming your client? She doesn't know anything about your business, anything. So it's very important to talk to people. And regarding this, because I'm very fresh from a Zoom call with a Clamp 400, a PMD Crab 200 from the Unstoppable. I just done an amazing call with him, and he told me again that it's so important spending time with our clients. And he said, Eliana, and it's funny because I knew this already, but this is so crucial, guys. 80% of our time needs to be for our clients, for our future clients, okay? So even sending a message to your clients just to say, oh, I love your hair color. I love what you posted yesterday. Not regarding the products, not regarding what they're doing now, but regarding their life. So this is time that actually is paying us. This is one action that is considered a producing activity, like how you call it, like income producing activity, okay? That's it. speaking to a client, it pays us off, okay? So that's crucial. And 15% of time, we can actually look for distributors. 15%, okay? 80% of the time is for clients. This is, guys, like when I learned this, my business changed completely. Because I used to spend lots of time on this business, but doing the wrong things, doing those actions that were actually not bringing me nowhere. Yeah, it is amazing creating documents and putting your craft, but we're not paid here to do art and craft. We can do art and craft in our spare time, okay? We can still do it sometimes to make something pretty, but don't spend 3 hours, because honestly, I remember myself doing this amazing quotes and pictures, and it makes me laugh so much because I just remember how much time I wasted doing that fucking thing. Anyway, it was just so funny. So 80% clients, 15% finding distributors, and 5% is dedicated to your team and finding out what do they need. What does it mean managing the team? It means nothing, because the team, it goes on manage itself. You don't need to babysit your team, but you need to be there and show to them where is the stuff. Where is that file to send to the prospect? How do I approach this person? But don't really go and like, hey, you know, we don't need to babysit our team. That's just like, it's taking off time for what we need to do, such as talking to clients. We need to babysit clients. We don't need to babysit team, okay? Because the client is what keeps our business stable. It is what makes our business grow, because the client, it will become potentially a distributor. So you don't really spend so much time, even look too much for them. So this is what the guys in Italy are doing. They are the fastest growing business ever at the moment. They're the first in Europe. And they also like getting the same pay line of like America, which is insane. And this is what they do. They just focus on clients, and clients are like the core of the whole business, because that's what keeps you a pay line stable. Because at some point, someone in your business can drop off. But if you have a loyal customer, that's gonna stay. There are people that buy Just Plus for 10 years, 20 years. Okay, so that's where we want to go. You want to find the clients that keeps on buying. And he only does it when you look after it, okay? So for me, that was crucial, guys. Like, it was really, really, really crucial. Then regarding time management, another thing that really helped me, it was, okay, today I want to work. Where am I going to work from? How do I find concentration? What's the best spot for me to work well? I know, and I realize that I need light, I need silence, sometimes I need music, but around me is to be quiet, and I need to be straight. If I work from bed, I'm not at my maximum productivity level. So this is something that really helped me. When I need to hit promotions and I work like a mentor, I make sure that I'm in a bright place, I have a big table, and I'm sitting straight with some nice music in my ears, okay? Because that is going to increase my focus, my concentration, and my productivity level. And sometimes when I'm stressed, I even drink a little glass of wine. When I was hitting QNMD, I remember that I had a night, it was completely mental, and because the office in Switzerland burned out, and it was a little bit crazy. And then I was hitting this promotion, and I had a glass of wine as well. So I was like drinking a bit of wine, I was contacting people, and it was just crazy, but I had lots of fun. And another thing that also helps, such as can be really silly, but if you write down your stuff to do, you actually have more chance to do it. You know, and this is so true, like especially when you have, at the beginning, you need to do few things, okay? Interact in groups, finding new people. But if you are not doing automatically, write it down. Just write it down, and you know, you write it every day. You write it, and then at some point it's automatic. At the beginning, I've done everything I could ever do to become automatic in doing things. And writing it down, it works. Now I'm surrounded by whiteboards, okay? I have whiteboards everywhere in the house, and I write down the stuff I need to see every day. That's another thing crucial, okay? So to-do list a good things and actually doing it as well. And another question that I've seen in the group is like how handling out stress. Well, we're all humans, okay? So it is okay to get stressed. And in my opinion, it is also okay to find the best way to get unstressed as quickly as we can, because life is too precious to be stressed, isn't it? So I found this way. I do something I love. First, I get out of the house, because I found that keeping myself like in the heat or maybe like between walls, it makes me more stressed. So I go very far away from my boyfriend, otherwise I could eat him alive, and that's not like a good thing. So I generally take some time off, even if it's a 10 minutes walk. It will cool you down, and it's like, it sounds like simple, but it's so like simple to lever down your stress. Like, so I get out and I'm like, okay, now I'm pissed off, I need to get out. I get out, I have a walk, and I'm like, breathe in, breathe out, and I'm like, is it worth it? Nah, it's not worth it. And then I actually cool down a little bit, because we are humans. Like we're not perfect machines. We're gonna get stressed. We're made of emotions, isn't it? Sometimes we're in love, sometimes we not in love. But the reality is we can control it. And if you have your favorite song, you can listen to it, and it cools you down. Listen to your favorite song. Like, I have the ocean here, and I know it really calms me. So I just have a walk here, and I go in front of the oceans, and 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I'm okay again. So if you are at work, you cannot do it. Just find that thing. Maybe it's an audio, maybe it's just a song, but just find that thing that it really brings you back to the mental state. Because what makes you doing actions in the business is all like a mental state. So as long we find the best way to go back in the mental state of joy and peace and happiness, that's the key. Like Tony Robbins says as well, like, it doesn't wake up happy every day, but it finds the best way to just be happy as soon as it can. Like, life is too short to be upset. And I used to be a little bit angry girl, like Italian blood, like you can't face it. So I used to get upset very quickly for stuff, and now I still get upset, but I'm learning how to be happy most of the times, because that's what I love to do. I wanna be happy. Like, why not? So I think I said all the points I really wanted to share with you. Find a spot. Yeah. So if you got any other questions, just shoot off, and I'm happy to answer to it.
Awesome. Thanks so much. That was so great, Eliana. One thing I would definitely want to pick up from what you said, oh my God, actually, it's just left my brain. When you were saying those three things you prioritize, did you say prioritize your family, your job, and then Juice Plus? Mm-hmm. That's how you said it, right? Okay, fab. So for you now, the question I have is, let's say, for example, we have a couple, I know that this is directed because of a couple of people on our team. Let's say, for example, that you're off sick from work, right? And you have all this time in the world, or let's say all of a sudden you have 2 weeks off from work, and you're not at work over Christmas, or perhaps you go on holiday, but you want to stay consistent in your business, and you have extra time, and you're thinking, how do I deal with that? So obviously right now, this is something that you get to do. You could do it 24 hours a day, in truth, if you wanted to, right? Because you're in a situation now where you've built this life up for yourself, where you can do that every day if you want to. So my question is, how do you make sure that you stay focused and you don't get distracted from being able, I wake up in the morning, I've got 15 hours today to play with in my business. How do you make sure that you don't, just waste those 15 hours because you think you've got all the time in the world?
Well, we are surrounded by distractions all the time. Just make sure you satisfy them a little bit. I realized, since I got full-time in Juice Plus, I realized that I do better 4 days rather than 8. Because if I said, okay, today I spend the whole day on the business, I spend like a thing I could do in an hour, I do it in 3 hours. That's how our brain works. So what you do is just find something to do, make yourself happy, like do something that you actually love for a little bit, and then decide, okay, I'm gonna do my business for 3 hours or 4 hours, or you even spread it during the day, but satisfy your need of distractions. There's no way you're gonna do 9 hours of work, it's not gonna happen, like if I do 12 hours on the job, it's because it's the end of the month and I really want to hit the promotions. Otherwise it's just never going to happen. So you are human. So if you generally work and just plus an hour a day, you cannot expect that on your week off you're going to work 8 hours a day. So be realistic. Find out the time that you want to use for yourself. So you say, okay, I want to spend 3 hours with my friends, and at that time I'm gonna work. So there's no point of like saying that just because you have more time you're gonna spend more and more hours in the business. It's never gonna happen. Like, you just find the time to do the things that you love. If someone does arts and craft, do arts and craft, but for example, but just find the time for your passions to do something nice, and then a defined amount of time for business. Like, I realized that since I'm doing Spanish classes, I'm more focused on the business, because I'm morning I do Spanish classes, so the afternoon I need to do business, and I make sure I do it. So it is actually better doing other things at the same time, because like, as much we love this business, like, we can't keep our concentration on one thing for too long time. You need to have a break.
Yeah, I totally agree. I don't know if you use the app Focus Keeper, but it's
No.
like an app where you can set times. It's the same as a stopwatch, really, but you can set times, and then it logs in, like, you do a 10-minute work session, and then you have like a 2-minute break, and it does that for you. And actually that's quite a good thing to do if you want to blast work for a little bit. One thing I picked up on that, which meant I forget my other thing. One thing I wanted to ask was, well, first of all, I just want to say, everybody, don't come to me afterwards with questions for Eliana. If you have a question for Eliana, you ask it now on this team call, and you take yourself off mute, or you type in the chat box, because I'm not taking up someone's time who's pushing for NMD. Great. Hi, Andreas.
Oh, but finish what you're saying. Hi.
Hi.
I have to think about it again, so you can go.
Okay. Ciao.
Ciao.
Giorno from Los Angeles. Okay, so I have a question. This is something that has, I love what you've said so far, and I've actually stumbled into a call a little later. But I have a question regarding how, since you're in Spain, okay, so I'm going to try to make it brief. So as an American, we just basically go, okay, I want to do just click, 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 done, right? But in Europe, I'm finding out that there are a lot of steps, and especially in Spain, if there are two kind of regimens. You either are employed by someone else, or you are what they call autónomo, right? Mm-hmm. And autónomo requires a certain amount of fee that you have to pay every month. How, with the people that you've worked with in Spain, and I don't know if this is of interest to anyone in the call, but with the people that you've worked in Spain, how do you address that? What is the actual step-by-step? What is, like, if I were to sign up in Spain, what would that imply? Because it seems to me that it's a huge commitment financially for someone who wants to join, according to the point of view of a friend of mine. But I want to know what will be the step-by-step of a Spanish sign-up.
Yeah. This is pretty much for all Europe, because so in Spain, you got a 3,000 euros maximum that you can earn with just plus, and then you need to become autonomous. Okay, so if you don't get to this 3,000 euros, you don't have to do anything. Okay, you don't need to declare anything. So in Spain it's 3,000 euros, in Italy it's 5,000, in UK there is even not a limit. They just say when you become serious, then you sign up as a self-employed. So each country is done in a slightly different way, but pretty much is kind of similar.
The same.
It's just
Okay.
the amount, is the value that is different. So what I say to people, because I actually spoke about this tonight with my Spanish team, and I said,
okay,
the most important thing is to set people on their goals. And, you know, let's be realistic. Before you arrive to 3,000 euros, it takes a little bit of time. It depends how people get it seriously. Some people like can hit it in 2 months. And those are the people that will take it fucking seriously. And then registering as autonomo, it will not be their issues, because they will be like, that's going to be a business that it really drives me forward, you know?
Okay.
The people that do a little bit, it's, you know, the people that do a little bit before they arrive to 3,000 euros, or, you know, it takes time.
Right.
So what I say to people, just focus to make these things work. Because if these things work, you're going to earn enough money to even quit your job, you know, because especially here in Europe, we get paid 1,000 euros for a full time, you know.
Right.
So that's the reality.
Which again, to me, I mean, it is really interesting because we take it for granted. I thought, you know, when you mentioned that, I've worked in Spain, and a lot of my colleagues over there, when they start disclosing what they earn per month, I'm like, I couldn't live with that amount in LA. Like, so you're saying you spent 1,000 euros in a month. I mean,
yeah, that's
even in the best exchange rate, I'm like, holy Christ!
Like a job, like even a job in a bank as a girl that is a cashier in a bank is 1,200 euros. I heard an interview with another girl, and I was like, wow, even in a bank. So that's the reality. So, you know, for us, it would be better to get out of this shitty situations as soon as we can. So it's not that an issue here. So if you just say to people, let's make you arrive to 3,000 euros as soon as we can, because it means you're taking the business seriously. But honestly, people don't get too much stressed about it if they're convinced of what they're doing. You know, if they see it as an opportunity to get out of the situation as soon as they can. I never had complaints about this. They know. And also, the way how it is applied is autonomo is much better like if you want to open your own business, you have more expenses because here we are a franchise. So there are some taxes and some conventions that it makes it appetizing, can you say that, for people to do it, because you have less expenses, you know?
Of course.
Some people told
and
me, like,
and not only that, but the great thing about it is that, I mean, you're hitting on it as far as like it's appealing. You want it to be advertising, but it's also appealing in the sense that it's a risk you're taking. To begin with, it's a risk you're taking as far as like wanting to open your own business. But when you are establishing your own business, like when you're autonomo and you're establishing your own things, you have expenses that you acquire, your office, if you want to have an office, certain set expenses that when you're doing this franchise, you don't have. So the risk is mitigated. It's kind of
and anyway,
diffused.
up to 3,000 euros, they don't have to do anything. Up to 3,000 euros is fine. And because I called yesterday, the quotes to sign up is 50 euros in Spain.
50 euros in Spain.
Yeah, 50 euros. Italy is 60, for example. It's different in each country. And in the Canary Islands, it's 41 euros.
You're in the Canary Islands still, right?
Yeah, because it's
40 euros.
Why is there 41.32?
Why is it 41? Why is it different in Canary Islands?
Well, the VAT are cheaper here. The VAT costs less. So
Oh.
it's actually stupid because all the products are cheaper as well. It's a little bit when I need to say money, when I need to say someone in the Canary Islands, and they ask me, oh, how much it costs this? I always give the Spanish price and I say, but it's gonna be cheaper here. Just
And how much when you start someone in Spain, how much more or less the investment of that first let's say buying the package, you already told me it's 50 euros.
Well, okay, so you got the 50 euros and you got the package of captures and shake, let's say, such as kind of the basic, and is about 130 euros. So with about 190 euros, someone actually is launching his own business. Such, if you think about it, when you sign up and you buy yourself your products, you get the 10% of your products immediately. So the sign up fee is pretty much covered with your own purchase. So what I say to people, like, don't even worry about this money because you're going to get it back with your first products. And your first products are not even an investment. It's like you getting something on it. An investment is something you put and you don't get any other benefits. This is even make you feel
well no and what you said, like exactly what a lot of people make a difference between what an expense is versus an investment. An investment gives you something in return. An expense is just you throw away the money. And in this, of course, you're getting not only the investment of the business, but you're also actually consuming something, so your body's also getting that investment.
So like that, it's working well.
Okay, thank you very much, Eliana. Great seeing you. And I may pester you later on to do a three-way if that's possible, if you're open to it, but I don't want to necessarily take time on this call for that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Awesome. Fab. So does anyone else have any other questions? Because I have a couple. One of my questions, Eliana, is what's your number one fave book of this year?
Think and Grow Rich.
Think and Grow Rich. Awesome.
Mind blowing.
Yeah, I agree. Love that book.
Can you tell me, that's really, sorry for interrupting, but that book comes up so many times.
Yeah, it's great.
So many different, so what is it that you loved most about that book?
There's all so many concepts of life, how to face life in that fucking book. It's crazy. When I bought that book, I thought it's going to be something how to make money. That was what I thought. When I started reading it, it's like, oh my God, there is so much you can get about life in general. And then every time I read a page, I'm like, oh my God, there is so much and it's so true. Everything is written there is so bloody true. You actually have to read that book a few times because one is not enough. It's not enough. Amazing. I love it. And I bought other 4 books, but I'm still reading this, so I will let you know. Tasha, I cannot hear you.
Sorry, I was on mute. Oh my gosh. Okay, fab. So, I just have to pay for something. Let's see if Apple Pay works at the same time. So Think and Grow Rich. And the other thing I want to say to you is what's been the one moment of this year that has been the turning point for you? Like, what's been the one thing that maybe a decision or maybe it was a conference or a person that you spoke to that was like, I have to do this. Like, this is my shit.
Yeah, it was when I spoke to this guy. I'm friend with this guy. Is a PMD Club 400 in Italy, and I met him 2 years ago when I was nothing. I was not even a DD, and he was going for he was still a EMD, and we became friends, and we kept in touch. And he fucking doing it, he's smashing it so much. And when I met him in Rome, he was like, "Oh, Eliana, but just like." Come and let's have a Zoom call. And I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, I'm gonna do it, I'm telling you. So when we did that Zoom call, it was like a wow moment. It was really a wow moment for like many things. And it's a shame it's in Italian, otherwise I would pass it to you. Like, it's all in Italian. And it was just like many things came up and very what he said that I really loved? He said that he found people in his team that really make him complete. because in the end it's like all a puzzle, you know. You find people that it kind of complete, you know, you can do certain things, then you find someone that complements you, you know, and then each person really complements him a lot. And I was like, wow, like this is amazing, this is so true, you know. I found Sylvia, like we have many things in common, but she is really straightforward. She's so organized. She's
Yeah.
like, wow. And she's got that thing. I'm learning from her so much. So what this guy said, he said, like, when I started the business, I was this type of person. I was not chatty, I was not bubbly. And then Tiziana came, and Tiziana told him how to be chatty and bubbly. And then this other girl came and told him how to be more organized. And then this other girl came and gave innovation. And I was like, wow. And I was like, yeah. And then what he said at the end, it was like, imagine your business in the other 30 other countries. No, he said, actually, we were talking about Payline. And he said, okay, imagine what you got now in the other 30 countries where Juice Plus is open. And I was like, I had a vision that I never had before, because in a way I was still thinking small for somehow, you know. I was still thinking that I would have done Italy, I would have done Spain, England a little bit. But when he said, imagine what you got now in the other 30 countries where Juice Plus is open, I had the vision. I really had it. And that was the defining moment where I was like, yeah, like I'm gonna, actually it was so defining moments that I wrote it down in my vision board, you know, but like he said in Italian. So that's
Nice.
like, imagine what you have now in the other 37 countries where Juice Plus is open. So that was a really, really wow moment, because you know, when it was a second, but I had the vision. It was a second, but I've seen it. And I was like, shit, you know. And he said that it will always remember this Zoom call that we had because of this vision he gave me.
I love it. Okay, so I just want to pick up on something that you said. Number one is just FYI, everybody, how we talk so much about having a vision. We talk so much about having that vision that pulls you, that purpose. I was sat with my friend, I bumped into her earlier, who I was with yesterday too. And when I recently went through my hard shit 12 weeks ago, like some of the hardest shit in my life, yet the most life-defining stuff in my life, especially this year. And she said, she was like, I told her how much I'd overcome stuff and, you know, how much I really felt like myself again and how I'd really forgiven myself. And she was like, wow, it's so good to see you come through it. Thank you. She was like, it's so good to see you come out of that, right? And she said to me, I went through a similar thing, but it took her a year to get out of that. And she was like, you're so blessed to be like you are. And the truth is I have people around me like Eliana that I know I can look up to and be like, you know what, Eliana's gone through shit, but she carried on. And the secret is really having a vision. That was the one thing that got me out of bed every day. It was having a team of people all over the world. That's why we signed up 17 people in 3 weeks, because I had that vision. I knew, even though my shit was really rough and I didn't know how I was going to get through, I wasn't sleeping, wasn't eating, wasn't training, I hated myself, yet I did not hate this business and I did not hate my team. So whenever you're going through shit, you have to find that thing in your life that you love. And the truth is, with this business and this team, maybe you're not passionate about nutrition, maybe you're not passionate about, you know, growing a worldwide business, maybe you're not passionate about money. The one thing that we're all passionate about in this life is finding other people like us. That idea of being complete, that idea of having a group of girls that you can fuck with, right? I don't mean like in a gross way. I mean like something Americans say, you know, that idea where you can hang out with people and you can be your weird, wacky, crazy self, and I can pick up the phone to Eliana and just be stupid as shit and it would be fine. And that's what this business can do for you. You can find those kind of people online. So picking up from that, what I want to say is that relationship you have with Sylvia. So I know this because I've spoke to Sylvia about this in the past when we have catch-up calls and we buddy up a lot, and Sylvia has told me, you guys don't even talk regularly. You talk every day and you check in. You don't train every day, right? You don't like talk business necessarily every day. Like it's very kind of like one question kind of conversation, or hi, check in, how are you? Good, fine, yeah, you, okay, bye, next, right? So you both have that level of discipline and respect for each other that you don't yibba yabba. Yeah, you yibba yabba when it's right, but not all the time, and you don't consume that. So is that a relationship that you've seen with Sylvia as a leader that's really made an impact? Because also someone you will have for friends forever, because obviously you went to America too, right, to see her, well, for conference, but
Well, you know what is amazing? When I started and I got Sylvia and the team, she was like, I was saying, oh yeah, okay, I sent you the GoPro, and like, oh yeah, I read it. What do you mean you read? Like, I didn't even need to tell her what to do. That she was doing it immediately. So when you see such a reaction for someone, like I was sending her one file, she was finding alone all the other things to read. And when I spoke to her, I was like, okay, then there is this thing. And she was like, I've seen it, I've done it, I've read it. I was like, fuck. I was like, this is so great. So when I realized that that girl, only what she needed, it was like only finding out that much, and then she was just going. I learned that that's how a leader is, you know. And I know now where I see a leader, because it's just hungry for to find out more, is hungry for knowledge, for everything. It was amazing, honestly. And some people just need a little bit more support, and I'm finding out is like more moral support than
yeah.
anything else, you know, because in the end, if you have your own groups, like training areas with like we do lots of videos, guys. We train people with videos. So if you have your own structure going on with the training areas, everything is there, you know. You can catching up and ask people, okay, what you don't understand of that. But like with Sylvia, we are like, sometimes we talk to each other to say something, and we found out we thought the same thing before texting each other. I wanted to tell you these things. Oh yeah, I want to text you as well. So we are literally on the same, like,
Wavelength.
yeah, it's great, honestly. I always say she's my right arm.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
And how many? I just want to paint an idea of numbers for people. So, how many people was it for you to, like? How many team members did you signed up? So you found Sylvia, because Sylvia really was she your first like rock star, the one that just kind of went poof, and she's the reason kind of like your business blew up, right? So.
yeah,
How many people did it take you to sign up? Roughly, I know you probably might not know numbers. Or how long did it take you?
it was about 8 people, 8.
Okay. So you'd
I
say the
was lucky.
statistics are true. 1 in 10 people, right?
Yeah, I was lucky because Sylvia was like, you know, Sylvia is a real diamond. Like, is a real,
Yeah.
real diamond. She's hitting QNMD
Yeah.
soon. Don't say it around yet, but
Oh,
she's
no.
hitting QNMD now. And so she's hitting Q. She like, you know, I know it's just great. We went to Italy and we had so much fun with our girls. It was just amazing, and I'm like, wow, it's happening. But you know, I wanted to share with you one other defining moment that it happened to me in Italy. I don't know what's going on to Italy at the moment, but we became really racist over the last 10 years, maybe 5, 6. So we're not very welcome with foreigners at the moment, and it's not nice. I found it shit, you know. I found it really shit, and this is one of the reasons because I don't like to stay in Italy and live there. Eventually, what happened? Last month, I got paid really well from Just Plus. I got paid 7,000 euros, and it was a nice check. It was the highest check I ever had. And I was in a bar. Having coffee with my mom, and a girl came. In Italy, we have problems like they letting lots of African people go without any restrictions. Like they get people in Italy and they don't make them work. Like they just pushing. There is lots of mess going on. So people that come to the country and they just find like any job to pay their bills or having a life. So there was this girl that came in a bar. She was selling napkins, tissues. It's very common. There are many. Eventually she came, and I started talking to her because she speaks English, and generally nobody speaks to people like her. And I know she's shit, guys. It's shit. It's just no nice. Eventually, I wanted to help her, and I handed her 10 euros because I just wanted to help her doing some stuff. guys, this is the girl, you know, and you cannot imagine the reaction. Like, just a normal girl, but she started to cry so much because, like, she said, like, you cannot imagine how much I have to go around the city to get this money. And she started to cry and bending on her knees, and I'm like, what are you doing? Get up. Eventually I hugged her and I said, it's okay, you know, I just wanted to help you. And she even cried more because she said, nobody showed me a sign of humanity since I got to Italy. So, you know, for me, it was, you know, like, I just gave her 10 euros, guys, you know, like, and what I was thinking is, you know, now it's 10 euros, but what, when I will make more money, I will make something incredible for people like her, you know, I will do something more. I actually said to the girl, like, come on, I invite you for a pizza or stuff like that. But it's just the idea, you know, for me, it was a little bit, but to this girl, like, I made her day. Then we exchange WhatsApp and I'm still in touch with her. And when I will go back to my hometown, I will see her. But, you know, for me, it made me realize, like, wow, like, you don't realize what you can, such an impact you can make on other people as well, you know? And I will do something massive. Like, I know, like, I just want to do something, like, something more. Like, some people just don't deserve to live in such a lifestyle. Like, why? If I can change someone else's life, I will do it. So that was another moment where I was like, okay, I need to work more. There was another
I love
moment.
I love that. And I think I'll pick up on that in the sense that I know maybe there's some people right now thinking, well, you know, financially, I couldn't do that. Financially, I couldn't go and give £10. Financially, maybe you're not in that situation. But what I will say is one thing that, and you know, this is one thing, again, I've learned from Eliana, that you just reminded me of because of what you just said. That idea of giving back and not expect that idea of giving and not expecting anything back, but that doesn't have to be financially. That can be in the person that you are. That can be in building a relationship with someone. Like, when I was thinking about it, Eliana, Marcin, and Francesca were like, you should come to Tenerife. They were inviting me since January. You should come to Tenerife. You should come to Tenerife. I was like, no, I might not have time. Blah, blah, blah. Every excuse under the sun. And then I had a freaking rain check with myself in June, and I was in Vegas, and I had a rain check, and I went, hold the frick up. I have 3 people right now. Like, Eliana, I think you just gone, either you were going for QNMD and you just gone at SSC, I think. Something like that. And I knew you were working, and I've been watching your journey, and, you know, Vel is her upline, who is my best friend in the world, and I knew she was working, and I kind of had a rain check, and I was like, shit, this girl wants to help me. She wants me to go and stay with her. What possibly could I offer her? What value could I give her? But think about the value that she could give me. And I was like, whoa, shit. The least I could do is thank her for wanting to at least invite me and want someone like me within her proximity, right? Because the truth is, proximity is power. Who you spend your time with, who you hang around with, is who you become. And, you know, I don't fuck around with people I don't care about. That's the truth. I don't party. I don't hang out in big groups of people, because the truth is, that's not my cup of tea. That's not who I want to hang out with. I hang out with people like Eliana. At conference, I go find Eliana and I'm going to have a conversation with Eliana. Not like people who, not that I don't want to be nice to people, but I just want to hang around and have conversations that are intellectual, that are going to empower me to want to give back like that conversation. So I really hope you have all understood why I got someone like Eliana on our call. Eliana is 1 in a million. I haven't met anybody like her ever in my life, and I don't know if I ever will. And the one thing that I love more than ever is you just have this absolute determination. I know that you will completely rock everything you do. That vision that you have now, that 37 countries, I'm like, yeah, that's happening for you, because I feel like I saw you before the switch, and then, you know, we were both in other countries, and then I saw you after the switch, and I was like, this is a whole new girl. And I didn't necessarily know her that well before, but I didn't need to understand that fire and that burn, and the fact the conversations we had I'll remember them forever. And I always said the time that I was there, I was like, this trip will change my life. And I knew it, and I still think it now. And I think for you, that idea of giving back, you've given back so much, yet that's why I know you'll get so much back for you, because you just don't expect it. You know, you just don't expect it. You just want to give and have this heart. And I'm just really, really, really so thankful that you've been so honest another thing as well is you're so honest and you're so blunt and you don't give a fuck and you're like, I'm going to swear and that's me and that's who I am. And I love that about you. And I just want to say thank you so much. And if anyone has any other questions, then like you have 5 seconds because we're done. So thank you so much. I can't wait to see you next time, probably as NMD.
Yeah. January
Crazy exciting.
January is gonna be the month. Like, the whole team is like pushing. So I can really see it.
So maybe one last tip on January, how to prep for that. What are you and your team doing that's preparation for that now?
Well, we are like going now, like through all the clients, giving away like recommendation for Christmas and blah, 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 blah. And we're going through all of them because they are all going to come back. So they are all going to come back. And we know January is the month, like everybody rise up in January, like every month. But you need to work before. If you wait January to talk to the people, that's too late. You're missing something that will go to someone else. So it's just like going through all our previous prospects, like A to Z, and just giving them the recommendations for Christmas. That was another one of the things I was doing today. All of these documents were like Christmas, like blah, 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 blah. And we will get like...
So you're giving tips.
Yeah.
You're giving tips on how to stay healthy, right?
Yeah, just like very simple stuff. Another one of my team member in the recommendation put, you can have the booster and the berries because it helps you. And she closed some sales with that. And so we are all on it. So...
Nice. You want to be top of mind. I love that. Someone said that to me recently. And it's that idea. You want to be top of mind. When someone turns around on Boxing Day, that's how quick it happens. Boxing Day, I want to be skinny. Who are they going to think of first? You know, I want to have better skin. I want to have a great year. I want 2018 to be the best year of my life. You have to be top of mind. And if you're not, they'll go to someone else. That's the truth, bottom line. So thank you so much, Eliana. I'm so thankful. Everything you've said has been amazing. I've made pages of notes myself. We'll get this recording on YouTube and I'll make sure you get the link so you can send it out to people too.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. You're welcome. Thank you. See you soon, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, buona tarde.
Ciao, ciao.